Hello, and welcome to my presentation about my dream job, working as an outreach librarian in a public library. Outreach very simply means reaching out to the community that libraries serve. Outreach librarians work with underserved members of the community and help bring library services to those who can't come to the library. Since the work is community-focused, the specific work and groups a librarian may work with varies depending on the community. For example, a librarian doing outreach work at a rural library may focus on reaching patrons who are physically located far away from the library by making rounds in a bookmobile or to community centers, while an urban librarian might focus on ways to reach homeless members of the community. The common thread is that outreach librarians work to ensure equity of access to all members of the community. Depending on the library, outreach librarians may also have other responsibilities. For example, the outreach librarian may also be responsible for all library programming, not just the outreach programming. As I said before, outreach librarians can and do work in any kind of library, so the work they do depends on the specific community that library serves. Personally, I hope to work in a public library, so I want to focus on the common skill sets and types of jobs found in public libraries. Some of the groups that outreach librarians focus on include senior citizens, new immigrants, English language learners, minority groups, differently abled individuals, rural communities, LGBTQ, and teens. They then work to ensure these individuals have access to information and services that are relevant to their needs. Some of the programming outreach librarians may be involved with include driving bookmobiles, doing programming outside the library, maybe at a senior center or a park, delivering library materials to homebound patrons, and English language learners in literacy programming. A key aspect of this job is working directly with patrons and working out in the community, as well as at the library. Outreach librarians often need to be able to wear many hats. However, the skills needed for outreach librarians usually fall into one of three categories: planning services and programs for patrons, implementing services and programs for patrons, and other duties as assigned. Some of the skills required include research skills to assess the needs of the community, program planning skills, and collection development to ensure that you have the materials your users need. In terms of implementing programs, communication skills are key. Depending on the community, fluency in a foreign language is often a desirable skill. Teaching skills are also important when working with patrons and showing them how to access resources. Familiarity with technology and social media are also highly desirable. One doesn't need to be an expert on every single aspect of your library. Some familiarity with what's going on in different departments is important, so that while out in the community, you can be the best ambassador for the library possible. Emerging aspects of the job include looking towards collaboration with the community and groups being served, as opposed to a top-down model. For example, you want to reach out to the groups that you're creating programming for to make sure that the programming is actually something they're interested in. Technology, just as it has changed other aspects of the librarian profession, is also a key factor. Many library services can now be accessed virtually, which is helpful for patrons who might not be able to physically come to the library. Helping patrons learn to navigate technology is another key part of the job. Working with older adults is also an increasing area for outreach services and is anticipated to continue to grow as baby boomers continue to age and retire. Another important aspect of the job is professional development. Several professional organizations offer professional development, guidelines, and support for outreach services librarians. The ALA's Office of Diversity, Literacy, and Outreach Services page has many helpful links to resources, including to their blog, Intersections, and professional development events like the annual Diversity and Outreach Fair. Reference and User Services Association also offers helpful guidelines for working with various groups. The Public Library Association likewise also offers resources and guidelines for outreach librarians. Thanks for listening to my presentation. As I said before, specific duties vary from library to library and position to position, But overall, outreach librarians are on the front lines of equity and access, working directly with patrons to ensure their ability to access all the library has to offer. Thank you.